Good morning, everyone. It is a warm day here in Ithaca, New York, so we're going to get some sweating going. Thanks for joining me for this Concept 2 rowing machine workout. My name is Karin. I'm a two-time Olympic gold medalist. Today, we are going to do 6x2K with approximately 3 minutes rest, depending on how fast you're going. We're going to do them on 11-minute centers. And we're going to do a warm-up and cool-down of about 10 to 15 minutes each. So these pieces are going to be at a 20. They're going to be hard steady state, not max. I want you to pull hard enough that you're sweating, that you're breathing hard, but not so hard that you finish this workout completely done. I got another workout today, so this is just one of several. All right, let's get started. We're going to start our warm-up. As always, I'm going to start by setting my drag factor. I recommend a drag factor between 115 and 120 for most people. Great, I'm at 116. I'm also going to do this warm-up, or at least the beginning of it, feet out. I always recommend doing feet out as much as you can. It's great for technique and core strength. So we'll start with a pick drill. Arms only, ready, row. Keep your wrists flat as you pull in and squeeze your shoulder blades. Arms and body in 2, 1, 2. Separate the arms from the body. Really exaggerate that here. Arms, body, body, arms. Quarter slide in 2. This is 1, 2. Make sure your handle crosses your knees before your knees come up. In 2, half slide, 1, 2. Shoulders down, neck long, hang off of straight arms. In 2, three-quarter slide, 1, 2. Look down at your seat. Make sure your seat and your handle move at the same speed off the catch. That means staying strong in your core, keeping your upper body quiet and motionless through the first half of the drive. Full slide in 2, 1, 2. Notice your breathing here. Try to breathe out on the drive. Use that rhythmic breathing to help you relax. The goal here is efficiency. Whenever we're doing sub-max pieces, you want to get faster by working less hard. Of course, when we're doing max pieces, you just throw the kitchen sink at it, but that's not today. We'll stay here at the 18 strokes a minute for another 30 seconds. Then we'll do 2 minutes, a little harder. All right, in 2, build to 20 strokes a minute. That's 1, 2, just 20. A little harder. We'll be here for a minute. Push through your heels. Keep your weight suspended throughout the drive. In 2, build to 22. That's 1, 2, 22, a little faster. We'll be here for a minute and then we'll paddle. Breathe. Squeeze your shoulder blades as you pull in. Paddle. Paddle here for a bit. We'll catch our breath. Today's pieces, as I mentioned, are just at 20 strokes a minute. So we don't need a lot of warm-up. So I'm going to do a couple drills here. In 2, weigh enough at the finish. That's 1, 2, weigh enough. Take 1 foot off of the footboard. Doesn't matter which one. Going to do some one leg only rowing. So 1 leg only. Ready, row. The leg you're not using can just sit on the floor. The leg you're using, really push into the foot stretcher. Use your glute. I like 1 leg only because you can really feel the pressure on the foot stretcher. You can feel how you're using your legs. Now we're going to take 10 strokes keeping it at a low rate, but really try to increase the speed. Really press with that leg. On this one, 10 strokes, increasing speed throughout. It's amazing, you can go almost as fast with just one leg. Paddle. And switch legs. Row. Just paddle here. Give people I'm going to give you a chance to tie in if you want to. I still have my feet out, but if you're more comfortable strapped in, that's fine. All right. Increase pressure a little bit. You don't have to be pulling super hard yet. We'll do that in a second. Okay, into 10 strokes hard, just at this 18. That's 1, 2. Push through the footboard for 10. Leave your arms long. Two more. Paddle. And put both feet on. Just paddle here. I want to do 2 more 20s. One will be at a 22, and the last one will be back down at a 20, and we'll do that one off a start. So, in 2, build to 20. This should be around the pace you plan to go for these pieces. So, hard, steady state. In 2, that's 1, 2, build. Ten more. Paddle. And now, in our last warm-up 20, I want you to pull that same split you were just pulling at a 22, but I want you to do it at a 20. So, a little more power per stroke. We're going to do this one off of a standstill, off of a start. So in 2, way enough, that's 1, 2, way enough. Let your fan slow down. We're practicing a start here because all of these 2K pieces, these low rate 2K pieces are going to be from a standstill. It's important when you're starting from a standstill to engage your core. The load is heavy on that first stroke, so protect your back. I recommend starting from about half to three-quarter slide. Take one stroke there, and then go straight to full slide, straight to full slide, straight to rate. Sitting ready. Attention. Go. Build to 20 strokes a minute for 20. Long arms, relaxed shoulder. 10 more. Paddle. All right, that is our warm-up. And buena. So as I mentioned, these pieces are on 11-minute centers. And so how much rest you get depends on how fast you row the piece. I'll be going around 2-minute splits, which means I'll get about 3 minutes rest. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my alarm here, my timer for 11 minutes. Now I'll keep track of the rest. I want you to set your monitor for distance intervals. Here we go, intervals of distance. Distance is 2,000 meters. And for rest time, just click the arrow until it highlights rest time. So set rest time will be blinking. Press plus, and it will say undefined rest time. So that's what you want. That means that it'll just wait until you're ready to go again. So hit the check mark and strap in, get ready to go. Get a last drink, whatever you need to do, maybe take off a layer. That's what I'm going to do. Great. Now all these pieces are at 20 strokes a minute. I want you to start slower and end faster. So your last piece should be the fastest. Start a little conservatively here. I'm going to start my 11-minute clock. Great. Sitting ready. Attention. Go. Right from the start, think about relaxing, think about efficiency. We got 6 of these pieces. You got to be efficient. Breathe. Keep your wrists flat as you pull in. Pull in just above your belly button. Arms long, shoulders down. Chest up. Hold your knees down until your body's forward. I'm about halfway. Wherever you are, keep it up. Nice work. Focus on the rhythm. Muscle memory. Relax. Breathe. Ingrain good habits. If you can row well at a 20, you're more likely to row well at race pace. Feel the pressure of the feet on the footboard. Feel your weight suspend off the seat as you drive. And that's 2K for me. If you're still going, nice work. Once you're done, just paddle it out a little bit. Catch your breath. Got 2 more minutes of rest till we start the next piece. So just be efficient, get a drink, maybe stand up and stretch. You should be breathing hard but not super tired. To give you an idea of heart rate, I'm targeting heart rate between 70 and 80% of my max. For me, that's between 140 and 155. Just now I was at about 150. With the hot and humid weather, the key is going to be breathing and relaxing as much as possible. Just trying to keep heart rate down. And of course, drinking water, that's key. We have 45 more seconds. The way this is going to work is when we're ready, not yet, you're going to hit the button on your monitor that says press to continue. So I'll tell you when to hit that, and a couple seconds after we hit that, we're going to start, and we're going to start from the starting position, from that half to three-quarter slide position. So tie in. You can paddle if you want here while you're waiting. Got about 10 seconds. All right, so sitting ready. And hit press to continue. Attention, go. Right to 20 strokes a minute. Shooting for about the same split that you did on the first one. Still leaving room to get faster later on. Breathe. Shoulders down and back. I should say shoulder blades down and back. Take a look down at your shins. Make sure you're coming to full compression, but no further. Your shins should be perpendicular with the floor at the catch. Hold your knees until your body's forward. Suspend your body weight through the drive. Once you get it up, just hang off the straight arms. You can really use your body weight to your advantage. pulling in to the finish with your wrists flat. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And that's 2K for me. If you're still going, last few strokes, stay strong. Nice work. When you finish, keep it paddling for a few strokes as you catch your breath. Sometimes when I'm panting a little bit, I can feel my throat closing. So I really focus on pulling the back of my throat up and out of the way as I breathe. And that really opens the airway. Give it a try. All right. We've got just a little less than 2 minutes, more rest. Get a drink, stretch around. I'll give you plenty of warning before we start our next piece. So we're done with the first two. Now we've got the middle two pieces. In these middle two pieces, start to pick it up a little bit, start to go a little faster, not much, just a little. Just kind of play around and see how much faster you can go while still keeping your heart rate in a nice, controlled range. When we get to the last two pieces, we'll open it up a little bit, but stay controlled here. About a minute left of rest. So just take a note of what your average was for that last one. And like I said, try to push it maybe a split, maybe two in this next couple pieces. 20 seconds left. Ten seconds. Sitting ready. I'm going to restart my 11 minutes. Now, press to continue. Attention. Go. Now that I'm all warmed up, it feels kind of nice to pull a little harder. Just a little bit. Separate your arms, your arm motion from your body motion, and your body motion from your legs. Breathe. Stay efficient. See if you can go a little faster, but keep your effort level the same. Chest up. Lungs open. Neck long, relax. Last minute or so. Stay focused. That's it for me. Stay strong if you've still got some left. And when you finish, paddle it out. Open your airways. Deep breath. That is halfway. 3 pieces down, 3 to go. If you're short on time, you can always, just do as many as you can. Make sure that you get at least a 5-minute cool down. Minute 30 left of rest. So this next piece will be same kind of focus. Just a little bit faster, keeping the effort under control, keeping the heart rate as low as you can. For me, I'm like right at that anaerobic threshold, just like trying to stay under it. Still controlled though, still feeling good. Get a drink, stretch around. We've got a little less than a minute left of rest. "30 seconds, tie in, maybe take a few paddle strokes. Take a look at your average split from the last piece and try to go just a little bit faster. All right, 10 seconds. Sitting ready. I'm going to start my clock now. Press to continue. Attention, go. Here's a good time to play around. How does it feel to press just a little harder on the footboard? What does that do to your split? Find a rhythm that works for you. Sit up. Strong core. Wrists flat. Make sure you have a good grip on the handle, but not gripping it tightly. Just wrap your fingers around. Maybe wiggle your fingers on the recovery just to make sure you're not gripping it too hard. Last couple minutes. Stay strong. Stay relaxed. Stay focused. And that's 2K for me. If you're still going, nice work. Almost there. Paddle it out when you're done. Paddle is, when you're paddling, it's always a good time to just check your technique. Ingrain good habits. All right. About 2 minutes more rest. Get a drink, stretch around. All right, we got a bulk of the work behind us. 2 more pieces. These last 2 are where you can start to push it. Still not maxed, but you know, see how fast you can go while staying controlled. If your heart rate starts to get away from you, if it starts to just climb higher and higher, then you'll know that you've reached your anaerobic threshold, and that will be good information. I would say in the first 1,000 of each of these pieces, try to stay under your anaerobic threshold. And then in the second 1,000, if you find your heart rate climbing, that's all right, just go with it. Just hold your split and stay strong, stay breathing until the end of the piece. 4 minutes is fine to be in the anaerobic threshold range for this workout. So don't panic if your heart rate starts to climb. I mean, on any workout, don't panic. Panicking is never helpful. But yeah, goal of this workout is, of course, to stay under if you can, but if you go over, that's just good information. Whoops. All right, it's about time to go. Strap in. We got 10 seconds. Sitting ready. Press to continue. Attention. Go. give you an idea, I'm currently targeting about 3 or 4 splits faster than I did on the very first piece. Breathe, rhythm. All right, second 1,000. Stay consistent. Even if your heart rate's starting to climb, stay strong. Breathe. Keep pushing through the footboard and suspending your weight. All right, keep it up if you're still finishing your piece. Nice work. Paddle it out. Breathe. I am definitely sweatier on that one. Working a little harder. But good news is my heart rate wasn't too much higher. All right, we got one more piece to go. And that will be in about 2 minutes. Last one, fast one. I want this one to be your fastest piece. So take a look at your average split from that last one, which should still be on the screen. That's what you got to beat. I recommend starting out at the same pace that you did the last one, and then pushing the second 1,000 to nudge that average split under a little faster than this one. Got about a minute left to rest. Stretch around, get a drink. I had a question the last time I did this workout. Someone said, what's the significance of 11-minute centers? 11 minutes really is not any significance. What is significant is 2 to 3 minutes of rest in between. If you're doing steady state or hard steady state like this is supposed to be, you want to give yourself kind of no more than 3 minutes of rest, because the idea is to keep the blood flowing, keep the body moving. So if we were doing, say, 20 minutes, then I would probably do a 23-minute center. Okay, sitting ready. Press to continue. Attention. Go. Last one, fast one. Whoops, I just realized I am at a 22. I'm going to take the rate down to a 20. There. I got excited. This is all about power per stroke. Stepping on the footboard, suspending your weight. Rhythm, breathe. Coming up on the second 1,000 here. Look at your average split. Is it where you want it to be? If not, what do you need to do to get it there? Now's the time to do it. Do it by pushing your legs. Take a note of your heart rate, just so that you know where it is. It's okay if it climbs, but just know where that threshold is. Coming into the last 500 meters. Stay strong. Stay focused. Stay breathing. Yes. Push the last little bit. Here's where we get faster. Where we get fitter. Where we get tougher. Yeah. Keep pushing if you're still going. Almost there. Nice work. When you finish, just meet me on the paddle here. Take a note of your heart rate. All right. That's it. We got sweaty. Good times. All right. Stretch around, get a drink. We'll start the cool down in another minute or so. My coach, once upon a time, made fun of me for bringing a towel, one of these little hand towels in the boat. He was like, "What are you, at a gym?" But I think it's great. I would always bring a towel in the boat. Get sweaty, wipe off. All right, I'm going to stretch, and then we'll start to cool down. Quick stretch of the back. Got to be careful doing these kind of back bends. You don't want to hurt yourself. Definitely support yourself with your arms a little bit. Okay. So I'm just going to do a 10-minute cool down. It's going to be pretty easy. We didn't build up a whole lot of lactate in that workout, or at least the goal was not to build up a whole lot of lactate. If you did, then you might want to do a little longer cool down. So starting out, I'm going to start out feet out again. I encourage you to do that. Just rowing with one arm. stretching it out. Feel the stretch through your lat, which is the muscle under your armpit. You can also build in a little bit of core work while you're rowing with one arm. Really turn to the side as you stretch, and then as you press, rotate your core the other way. Nothing too hard or jerky. You don't want to pull your arm out of the socket. Just a nice, consistent press. In 2, switch hands. 1, 2. This reminds me of the kayaking motion. Kayakers generate a lot of their power using their core by twisting. In 2, both hands on. This is 1, 2. Both hands. Same feeling of stretching out with your shoulders through your lats. At the same time, I want you to feel your shoulder blades move down your back and stay together. Kind of imagine your shoulder blades pinching down and back even as your arms stretch forward. That'll help protect your ribs. If your shoulder blades get lazy, your ribs start to take up the slack, and that's when we get a rib injury. We'll just go for another minute here. Pretty light. Stretching out. After that, we'll do a few harder strokes, and then we'll end with some pauses. In 2, do 20 strokes at 20 strokes a minute. This is 1, 2, about the same split as you started the pieces. Sitting up. No extra motion. 10 more. Paddle. We're going to do one more 20-stroke burst. And in that 20, I want you to focus on keeping your head at a consistent height. You'll notice that my head is kind of right at the top of the viewing screen right now, and it stays pretty close to the same height throughout the stroke. That means if you don't have a view screen to look at, you can also just look over the top of your monitor, pick a point on the far wall, and try to keep the top of the monitor right on that point. So keeping your eyes at the same level. That is as compared to if you're either lunging at the catch or dumping at the finish, it'll look like this. You'll be going up and then down, up and down, and that is inefficient. So let's try that. 20 strokes into, that's 1, 2, head at one level. The coach once told me to imagine that I'm squeezing myself through a tube. So the middle of the drive, your back has a nice curve, and at each end, it's supported and straight. Paddle. All right, now I just want to do a few pauses to really ingrain that support finish. Pause, finish in 2, 1, 2. Make sure you're not leaning back too far. Row. Take 1 stroke and pause. Feel your core engage. Row. 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 In 2, we'll switch the pause to half slides. That's 1, row, 2, half slide, pause, and row. Here, you want to make sure your body's all the way forward and prepped. Row, so that all you have to do when I say row is move your feet. Row. Your shoulders and upper body shouldn't move. Row, well, I mean, they do move, but they don't move relative to your seat. Row. We'll take 2 more pauses. Row. Last pause here. Row, and we'll just row it out for 10. Add a teeny bit of pressure here, nothing too much. Focusing on those 2 pause positions as you move steadily through them. Take 2 more. 1. And way enough. All right. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me. It's always nice to have company. I'm going to stop the recording now.